Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's kind of like a different way for me to be showing up because I didn't schedule this live. It was, I'm not going to say that it was intentional. I didn't forget because I got a reminder about it. But it's been a really busy week with certain things that are happening in our house and in our household, and it's just not happening. Everything that I have planned is not exactly happening as planned. So here I am, still live, but not perfectly scheduled as I strive and try to do. But I hope that's okay for all of you. I hope you're having a good week so far. And it's hard to believe, but we are actually in the last week of August. So give yourself a gentle pat on the back. You got through another month of a pandemic. You were getting through summer if you are in North America, and summer has looked very different for many of us. So I am trying to also give myself that pat in the back that I feel that I deserve as well. Not only you, but I deserve as well for sure. Okay, so I hope this is working and it's going well. Did you see that the blog post yesterday was about the role of plain language in qualitative health research? It was such an interesting blog post for me to write because it's one of those that the idea came up in a conversation related to one of the projects, not necessarily about the content or the interview guide that was going out for interviews. It was something else. But it made me really think about nowadays we all read, and you might be surprised to hear that, but we all, or the majority of us, on a daily basis read at a lower reading level than you think like your grade level would be. So just so you understand this, even if you're highly educated and even if people have finished high school or have a college degree, what the research shows is that most people read at a grade 5, grade 6 level. So that really tells us that we need to simplify our language and how we write our questions and how we pose our questions if we are doing interviews or focus groups. It's always a bit of a tricky area for me because having Portuguese as my first language, and I I wouldn't say that I am fluent in French or Spanish anymore, but I have studied those languages as well, and those are all Latin languages. So I tend to be very formal and use words that are more complicated or more formal in English, and it's tricky for me to really use plain language because I studied English in a formal setting. I have studied academic English for many years, and I came to Canada right into university where that academic English was somehow understood and wasn't a problem. So, all of that to tell you that even though you might have many reasons to write at a higher level and it is elegant, it is beautiful, and I agree with you, I'm there with you, it's not desirable if we want to increase our participants' understanding and also action in relation to something. If we make it simpler for them, we make it more likely for them to engage with us, whatever that engagement might look like. So keep that in mind. The other thing that I wanted to also talk to you about is the fact that plain language plays a really important role when we are talking about knowledge translation. If we are translating the knowledge that we have acquired through our research, we need to also plan and be mindful of plain language for knowledge translation strategies. What does that mean in terms of practical terms? Like, what do I do then? So if you use Word, Microsoft Word, where you go to count the words for a document, you can easily put in your settings, check a box there that will also give you the readability test score. And there are a few tests out there, and you can Google this, but it will tell you if you're writing at a grade 8, 9, 12, 11. And that will also be a good way for you to gauge how complicated or complex your writing is. One piece of advice that I have, it's a suggestion that I have, is that if you have a topic and you're doing research in relation to something that has a long word. So for me, even pregnancy is a 3-syllable word, and that makes the word complicated. Even though it's a word that is generally comprehended, understood by many, because it's a longer word, it would increase my readability score. So in documents where I was really trying to be on top of it and decrease the reading level, I would remove that word and not include in the test. And that's something you can do as well. Let's say you're doing research with a condition or a health history or a clinic that has a very long name. Make sure you remove that word when you're running your readability score. The other thing that I was going to say, there is also an app called Hemingway App that I've heard excellent things about it. And if you are a Mac user, you can consider the app as an option, because you might not be using Word, Microsoft Word for your writing. So that's the other thing I wanted to share. It's all that I have for you today, and I want to encourage you. It's actually urge you, if you are here in the group, but if you are not in the Qualitative mail list, you will be missing out on a free webinar that I am going to offer on September 9th. And details will be coming to you in the next couple of weeks with a registration link. It will be about publishing qualitative health research. So if that's something that is of interest to you, I encourage you to get on our mailing list and just be part of our webinar coming up on September 9th. I hope to see you and talk to you soon, and have a good day. Bye-bye. And my child is in the house. If you haven't heard that, that's Liz. Bye-bye. Have a good day, everyone.